Well, good afternoon and welcome to a slightly later edition of today's Thursday Thought. Well, I hate to admit this to all of you intellectual type Christians who watch these videos that I am just now reading for the first time C.S. Lewis's book, Mere Christianity. Oh, I've heard about this writing of his for a lot of years, but never got around to getting a copy of the book and then actually beginning to read it till just a week or so ago. Now, for those who haven't read the book, it's a compilation of sorts with some parts of it added of a series of short radio programs that Lewis did on the BBC back during World War II. The back cover of the copy that I have says this about the book, quote, "The book brings together C.S. Lewis's legendary broadcast talks of the war years, talks in which he set out simply to explain and defend the belief that has been common to nearly all Christians at all times. Rejecting the boundaries that divide Christianity's many denominations, Lewis provides an unequaled opportunity for believers and non-believers alike to hear a powerful, rational case for the Christian faith," unquote. Well, I'm not finished with the book yet. I'm about halfway through. I'm taking it slowly so as to better absorb the wisdom in it. However, I've already found much that has really made me stop and think about what I believe and why I believe it. This video is not one where I mean to delve into the book. I'll just ask you to find a copy yourself. You can do that on Amazon or perhaps other used bookstores, and it doesn't cost much money, and just read it for yourself. It won't matter if you're a Christian or not. The book will speak to you in some way. The purpose of this Thursday Thought this week is not, as I've said, to present a book report on Mere Christianity, but rather to encourage you to look for written material which will help you open your eyes to ideas and even truth, which you may either not be aware of, or perhaps more commonly, you may have an incorrect assumption about something, which the material may be able to help you correct in your mind. Christians, especially, shouldn't be wary of well-written material. Material written by God-fearing, faithful men and women such as Lewis, who honestly seek out truth and to try to convey that truth through the written word. Many times we as human beings tend to gravitate toward ideas and ideology which conforms to what we already believe rather than material which will stretch our thought process, force us to critically examine our beliefs, and encourage us to make a change in our worldview. To listen only to views which mimic our own is to stunt our growth, encourage intellectual decay, and create a shrill voice and nasty attitude that's anything but intelligent or pleasant to be around. Taking in a wide range of thought and ideas tends to mitigate those unpleasant traits and causes us to be more compassionate, more loving, more tolerant, and more generous. In other words, we tend to come closer to the golden rule and the greatest commandment, and by the way, the one like it, when we open our minds and our hearts to those things that we don't yet know and may even be somewhat uncomfortable experiencing for the first time. Books such as Mere Christianity are vital adjuncts to Holy Scripture. They help explain. They help us organize our thoughts. They create more desire for a study of Scripture. They help us grow as people of God. And in today's world, books aren't the only thing. There are videos everywhere which bring God's message to humanity to light. There are podcasts, social media posts, websites, and a host of resources waiting for us online. But let us bring a caveat to the cyber world, just as we would to the book world. Be careful what you take in. Not all that is found on the internet is beneficial, true, or benevolent. Just as one would consider whether a book is solid, good material for consumption, so must one also consider whether electronic material is solid, good material for consumption. Jesus was very plain about being careful of what was on the inside of a person, because what comes out of a person is only as good as what's on the inside. Now, I don't know if you've read Mere Christianity or not. I would, if you haven't yet, encourage you to do so. And if you've already read it, but it's been a while, you might want to read it again. Whether you're a Christian or not, it would be well worth your time to do so. Blessings.